Also, new OSU Lazer update is pretty good. There's a new Lazer update, Blower. Blower, would you happen to have a link to this new OSU Lazer update that you have mentioned? Probably like 7 minutes ago while I was yapping about falling asleep. Holy shit.
The new design for Song Select is finally in-game. Its old version was never that well received.
Uh-oh,
so
wait, is this...
fine.
Oh, no! Oh, okay, wait. There's some good things about this. I've seen the posts about this on Reddit, and every time I see a version of this, everyone complains about this. And it's been like a good month or two since we first saw this, like a drafted version of this, I'm pretty sure, on Reddit at least, and they decided to keep this in? I'm actually so confused. Like, I get that it's all parallel. It's all parallel. They have a thing going on where it's like parallelograms, parallel lines. Yes, I get it. Okay, but there's all this wasted space here, and then it wastes space here, and you can't see the background, and it's like it ain't. Oh shit, it's lawful worst. I used to know him. All right, anyways, 1 to 2 months of like people like saying, please don't do this, and they still do it. Okay.
Finally in-game. Its old version was never that well received, so a lot has changed, but instead of talking about every distinct difference...
Oh, there's finally grouping? Oh wait, they'll probably talk about it. Let's see.
...explains the development process.
I think in a way I've gone back to taking on a lot of the UI UX polish myself. For something like Song Select, where it's the center of the game, everything revolves around this one screen, we need to get this correct. So it's not really the kind of screen where I would be looking to add new outlandish concepts potentially done just for aesthetics and not for functionality, which is kind of why this time I took Flight's design, or I guess we all took Flight's design, and then melded it into a shape which would work for users. I did reference Stable's Song Select along the way, making sure that we're not changing the size of different things on the screen, making sure that enough of the beatmap background is visible, which is like the one thing people want, is to be able to see the beatmap backgrounds at Song Select.
Yes.
Except the people that don't like beatmap backgrounds are like, can I just turn them off game-wide? But let's leave those for now. That feature will come later.
Okay, that's cool.
There's a few missing features which will come soon after the release. That includes group modes like grouping by collection.
Wait, not gonna lie. Wait, I never noticed that there was a difficulty range thing here at all. Like, how long has this even been here? Like, I did not notice this until now. All I saw was the collection bar here. That's crazy.
Soon after the release, that includes group modes like grouping by collection,
I do like
favorites,
this, though.
and grouping by your personal maps. I wanted to get this out
nice.
into the user's
wait,
by
let's go back.
Your personal...
Okay, I don't know if... okay, wait, no. This is way better. It's more similar to how Stable does it. I believe there was something missing before. Date added, date submitted, date ranked, date downloaded? Is that what I'm thinking of? There was like something missing that Stable had that Lazer didn't have. I wonder if they added it. Title, last played, date submitted, BPM, author, artist, rank achieved. It was rank achieved and it's still not there?
No maps. I
Maybe
wanted
one day.
to get this out.
Okay, wait, what about here?
Grouping by place, personal maps.
Is it just the same stuff? Yeah,
to
pretty much.
get this out
Damn.
into the user's hands as soon as possible, rather than delaying for everything to be complete.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's why
At least we have this
where
now.
I'm glad this update has the per map panel layout for difficulty sort. I know Stable players
Is Pishy rocking the weighted blanket base?
have been complaining about that for like forever. Though I imagine anyone who's complaining wants that like at all times and not just in this one situation.
I agree with that, and I think putting that in the user's hands is our next step. Probably the next release or very soon
Wait,
that. And
Japanese
I
goblin
think putting that
spotted.
in the user's hands is our next step. Probably the next release or very soon after, we will be adding a toggle button to the Song Select interface just to set that to whatever you want it to be.
Oh, perfect. I'll probably use that.
This implementation of software.
Let me rewatch that. I was thinking too much about the Japanese
goblin.
goblin. My bad. Wait, okay, let's go back a bit further, actually.
About that for like forever. Though I imagine anyone
Okay, now
who's
I'm
complaining
focusing
wants
really
that, like,
hard.
at all times and not just in this one situation.
I agree with that, and I think putting that in the user's hands is our next step. Probably the next release or very soon after, we will be adding a toggle button to the song select interface just to set that to whatever you want it to be.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
I'll probably use that.
Okay.
This implementation of song select actually brings back the way Stable handles keyboard traversal of the beatmap carousel. You now
Okay.
have this concept of like a keyboard cursor where you'll see when you are using up and down arrows or left and right arrows, there's always one panel on the carousel which is highlighted, and that's your keyboard selection. You have to actually hit enter or right arrow to interact with it. Users which have started with Lazer
Oh, it's
are
the
going
song.
to be
Goddamn.
a bit like a fish out of the water here. I'd say give it a go and try and get used to it because it feels more natural once you are. Also, you can now search for something, and if there's no matches for your search, it won't deselect your previous selection. If you search and there's only a few matches, it no longer like changes the selection to any of those new matches until you refine the search down to a single match, at which point it will automatically select for you. It gives the user more control over their selection. It means you can search for things without abruptly changing what you have currently selected and what music is
Oh,
playing
that's
in the background.
nice.
And
That's
those-
so nice because you know what? You gotta understand how annoying this is, okay?
3 years of my life. For 3 years of my entire life playing this game. When I was in my
Raw dogging.
DT shredding arc, who cares about accuracy? I got the raw skill, let's try brute force it. When I did that for 3 years, I would specifically put in the search bar AR, either less, AR more than 8.9, so I would be like purely playing AR 10.3, right? Every fucking time in the song select, there'll be this one song that it automatically, as I'm typing it out, it will automatically switch to it, it'll start playing the song, and it'll be like,
And I'm like, ugh, AR more than. You know, this song! So, yeah, there's my little crash out right there. Alright, let's keep watching.
Changing what you have currently selected and what
So I'm glad
music is
Lazer
playing in the background.
Lazer does this now.
And those are both things Stable did, right?
Yes, yeah. During review with Spaceman, he's like, "Why is it done this way?" I'm like, "It's Stable," but like it's not like I blindly switched to how Stable does things. It's always been reapproaching how Stable does it and make sure it is actually what we want or what is most beneficial to the user before blindly applying it.
So it sounds like anyone who's on Stable now because they hated how Lazer Song Select worked can like reasonably make the switch.
Except song select can't be skinned yet, can it?
Right. I forgot about that.
Keep your hopes high for that for the near future. Like definitely this
I
year,
wonder how they're
we'll
gonna
see
do
skinning
that.
come online for things like Song Select. And considering like a lot of the things that people customize at Song Select are overlays. So if we can somehow align those overlays with the new interface in a way that works well together, then potentially they can coexist in a
I know someone has mentioned this before, but what about like a classic mode? A classic mode song select. And it's toggleable so you can get whatever you want. But like if you're worried about like the overlay like lining up with Lazer's UI, just have a classic mode that mimics how it is on Stable, but it doesn't have to be completely. It just like aligns everything to the spots where most skins have that song select overlay positioned. I don't know if they would want to do that. They might have already like looked into doing that and decided not to do it, or maybe it's a work in progress. I don't
a
know.
legacy, a compatibility mode for
Could be an
legacy
option, though.
skins.
So okay, this is the new Song Select, but it's not fully rolled out yet. Multiplayer and playlists only have access to the old Song Select for now, and you can only access the new one in solo play by holding down this button. Until most likely next release.
Wait, what?
So okay, this is the new Song Select.
Right.
But it's not fully rolled out yet. Multiplayer and playlists only have access to the old Song Select for now,
Interesting. So the old song select coexists with the new song select.
and you can only access the new one in solo play by holding down this button.
Oh, you have to hold it down. Oh, okay.
Until most likely next release, this new Song Select is essentially invisible for anyone not in the know. Just
Just one thing. Just one thing. Just this one thing, just this one thing. I like how they have it super clear what rank each score is and stuff. Like it's much better and easier to see stuff. But like just one thing, just line it up straight vertical. It's not gonna mess with the aesthetic of slanted lines here, because look over here. If you look over here, there are vertical lines. So it will match with this here. You can scroll here, you can scroll here. It makes sense. You can't scroll this, you can't scroll this, you can't scroll this down here. It makes sense. So just shh, shh, shh. Just make this straight. Just make it straight. Just like this. It'll make sense. It'll match. It won't break the aesthetic. It'll be fine. That's all I have to say.
In case something about it could break everyone's game. If breaking the game is something you're into, there's also a new way to test out upcoming features in Lazer, the Tachyon release stream.
Tachyon is the cutting edge of Lazer. We're currently just using the GitHub
Okay. This could be huge. This could be huge.
pre-release flag. So if you're on the Tachyon release stream, if there is a pre-release build, you will get it. Otherwise, you would just be on the same build as everyone else. On the release that's attached to this video, there's nothing we actually want to push out on Tachyon.
Wait, what?
Attached to this video build, you will get it. Otherwise, you would just be on the same build as everyone else. On the release that's attached to this video, there's nothing we actually want to push out on Tachyon.
Oh.
Or is there? A developer has come from nowhere and released their own custom garbage collection implementation for .NET. I should really get his username so I can give him a shout out. Satori is the name of the garbage collector by Vladimir Sadov. He's a wizard, which is kind of geared towards games. It reduces the overhead of a garbage collection, which is to say that I don't want to get too technical in this video. TLDR. Which
There's this thing called a garbage collector, and so it needs to collect garbage once every so often. In a game, you don't want that garbage collector to interrupt your gameplay because that could cause a stutter. Wait, should I try and imitate Peppy? This is... I give up. This is one of the things we've been grappling with for the last 15 years since Osu's inception. Wait, what if I do this in an Australian accent? It's like the bane of using a managed language for game dev. Historically, we've done our best to not create garbage in the first place, to be very aware of how much garbage we're outputting, and therefore the garbage collector doesn't run as often. But as a result of us not making garbage, it means that the garbage collector gets lazy. And when it realizes, oh shit, there's so much garbage, I can't store anymore, it runs and takes like 15 milliseconds to run. Took a bit for my accent to warm up there. So basically, it's like garbage data that like piles up over time in the background, and you have to like clean that up so that the game can continue running smoothly without having any stutters or stuff. I wonder if this is related to how memory leaks can happen in certain programs. Like when a game has a memory leak, is that like kind of what happens with this? Like there's no garbage collection system that's working properly, and so like the memory just like the game just starts to use up more and more of your RAM until you run out of RAM and your computer just freaks out because it doesn't have any RAM left over anymore. I wonder if that's related.
causes a huge stutter. This garbage collector basically fixes all those issues. It runs very frequently, like basically every frame, but the overhead of it becomes a lot lower as a result. But it's all experimental. This guy is like, I think it works. And in our testing, we're like, yeah, it seems to work. But you know, it's not a Microsoft release, and maybe there hasn't been as much like wide.
It's not a Microsoft release
across multiple platforms with all the different PC hardware configurations that exist. So we got the Tachyon thing online so we can actually test this garbage collector. So if you switch to the Tachyon release, and I would highly recommend you do if you don't mind things breaking, you will get access to this new garbage collector, which could improve your game performance and get rid of remaining stutters that you've come to live with in Lazer.
That's huge. That's huge for a lot of people. But does it fix the audio latency issue? Does it fix the permanent -15, -20 millisecond global offset that everyone who's used to playing on stable has to apply to Lazer, because Lazer just doesn't match stable's audio, hit sound, hit circle, sync, whatever. And then what about the aim latency issue on Lazer? There is an issue with aim latency in Lazer that's separate from global offset. I don't know if this will fix that directly. It might do something, but I don't know if it's a direct solution to those problems.
This leaderboard section has been baked into every skin so far with a toggle in settings to hide it. As of today though, it's an adjustable thing in the skin layout editor.
You need to just change the layout rule set because we do have the leaderboard correctly positioned on screen for different rule sets now. Like it no longer overlaps the Taiko playfield.
Oh my God.
Array. But yeah, you can move it or you can resize it.
better.
You can even scale it vertically. Like you can change how many scores are displayed
Whoa.
on it at once. And yeah,
That's
if,
cool.
if it doesn't suit you, you can delete it.
Hell yeah.
Be my guest.
And a couple more skin related things. First, this element has
Hello,
sound effects
bars.
for going up a grade or going down.
Ooh. Wait. These sounds only play in Argon by default. For other skins, add rank up and rank down audio files to your skin folder. Okay, that would be that would be annoying. So it's a good thing that they made it like a specific audio file that you can choose to include or exclude, but it does show up in Argon by default. So I'm guessing maybe you could like remove it from Argon. Yeah, I think it would be distracting though.
And second, by popular demand, Argon has very slight transparency.
Yeah, I have strong thoughts.
That is very slight.
Yeah, because I don't think I ever approved of having objects underneath sliders in maps every time there was overlap in like the earlier days. Or I was like, get this out, this can't be ranked. But here we are in 2025 and this is the norm and people do need this visibility through sliders. So I've set both these to levels which I am personally comfortable with. In the future, once we get skinning properly online, you will be able to tweak this yourself to make it more transparent. But this is just like a first step in the correct direction, I guess.
This thing is calculated a bit better as of, not today, technically last update, but we didn't make a video for it. Basically,
Audio?
This used to take the average of all your hits and give an offset recommendation from that, but if you, say, mistimed an entire stream, that could heavily impact the average.
Oh, okay,
So
I
now
see.
it instead recommends the median hit of all your hits to be the offset, which is more likely to be correct in those edge cases. In Mania, you can no longer change scroll speed in the middle of a map. Apparently this could be exploited to allow easier reading in some situations. I'm not a Mania guy, I don't really know. The Perfect mod now has an option for Mania's more precise perfect hits. That's the light blue section on this bar. And rewinding Mania replay doesn't cause combo to break anymore. Then in Taiko, a new mod was added called Simplified Rhythm. The name is pretty clear about it. You can change complex rhythms into ordinary rhythms. Simplified Rhythm. The name is pretty... Then in Taiko, a new mod was
It's only
added
for
called
Taiko.
Simplified Rhythm. The name is pretty clear about it. You can change complex rhythms into ordinary rhythms.
Interesting. Okay.
I know there's a lot of people that want zero distractions when they're playing in a tournament and be like not even aware that they're playing as part of a tournament. And I personally think that's stupid. So one of my directives with making the leader
I think that's stupid. Therefore, I'm gonna...
or skinnable as it may be, is that we need something on the screen to make you aware that you're in a multiplayer game. And that something is bringing back the little indicator in the corner of the screen which shows what position you currently are in the room.
Oh, he
That
did
may
it.
sound like this is an always visible thing. It can still be hidden by pressing tab.
Okay.
It does show up no matter what during break sections though, so if you really can't handle the stress of multiplayer, the post-it strategy still makes sense. Freestyle was added to multiplayer earlier this
The
year,
post-it
and seeing as
strategy,
how almost
holy
every
shit.
lobby uses it, I think it's had pretty good reception. For those unaware, this setting allows people to play different difficulties or modes on whatever map set is selected by the lobby host. There has been one pretty outstanding complaint about Freestyle though. You can't force certain mods for all players. So as of this update, the lobby host can select any of these mods for all users, while also allowing free mods in Freestyle. For example, you can set a lobby to double time, then go and add hidden just for yourself, and select another difficulty to play. Lots of customization, and more is coming later.
There is one 6-digit, two 6-digits.
Zooty
I need to
Dater?
see someone who has
Caveat?
just made their- There is one 6 digits.
Wait, this is literally from the stream she did before raiding me.
Look at this thing. What is he doing? What's he doing? 2 6 digits. I need to see someone who has just made it. Dean! I think he left.
Most of the devs were following along with that, and we were like, oh great, things are going to break. Server side, everything handled smoothly. It was client side that got
Yeah,
a bit
she
laggy.
raided me.
I think there was around 400 people in the lobby at one point. We've had this many before, but we've also made a lot of code changes since then, and some of the changes meant that the participants list was not performing well with this many users, and I think it's just from adding like team banners and a lot more content to that area. So that's been fixed now.
Beatmap tags set by players were introduced in the last major update, and people didn't like the process. So almost immediately afterwards, the entire interface for them was changed.
Seal
now
spotted.
they look and feel a lot better to use, so if you've been holding off from tagging maps, now's the time to do it. You can even set tags without replaying a map. Just click underscore and you can do it from there.
Is there a tag moderation system though? Because I think that started to be a problem.
Yeah, the sound effect for entering new song select is actually stolen from Beatmap submission.
Oh.
Sorry, Necrodex. The
Damn.
editor as a whole has been taking a bit of a backseat recently, but in every update, you can expect at least some minor improvements. Like the sizing of buttons for new combos versus combo colors has been swapped. You can make polygons with up to 32 corners instead of only 10. It's now possible to change beat snap divisor while placing a slider, and you can no longer place objects out of bounds with distance snap. Which also means that my dreams of making a cross-monitor jump map
Oh shit. What the
my
fuck?
laser making objects out of bounds with distance snap. Which also means that my dreams of making a cross-monitor jump map have been ruined.
Bro, that would
Yeah,
be
laser.
wait, that actual widescreen Osu gameplay, like legitimate widescreen Osu gameplay, just died, and I didn't even know about
Making
it.
a cross-monitor jump map have been ruined.
Oh, that would have been so funny as like a video or like something to try out on stream. Damn.
Yeah, laser developers don't know what they're missing. See you next time.
Wow. God damn. What an update. What an update.